Dijonai, your game was stinking in the mud, and the Dallas Wings wanted nothing to do with you going forward.
So it looked like Dijonai Carrington just got booted from the Dallas Wings.
When referees start calling security on a player, it's not basketball anymore. It's a crisis. And if you followed the WNBA this season, one name keeps showing up in every headline: Dijonai Carrington, the player who poked Caitlin Clark in the eye, the one who injured her own teammate while trying to foul someone else, the one whose highlight reel could pass for a list of violations.
Dijonai, Dijonai, you're always in a dirty play. Dijonai, Dijonai, once again, here we are today. Oh, Dijonai, Dijonai.
From reckless fouls to locker room chaos, Carrington's career has become the center of one of the most heated controversies in professional sports. And now, with her sudden trade to a championship-level team, fans are asking the question no one wants to say out loud. Is Dijonai Carrington too dangerous for the WNBA? If you're tired of dirty plays ruining the game, hit that like button and drop a comment saying, "Fire Carrington." Now let's break down the moment that turned everything upside down. It was supposed to be a highlight reel moment. Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenom, taking over the playoffs for Indiana. But what fans remember most wasn't a game winner or buzzer beater. It was the image of Clark holding her face in pain, eyes wide with shock after catching Dijonai Carrington's hand right to the eye socket. 1 second, Clark was rising for her signature shot. The next, Carrington came charging in with an outstretched hand, not aiming for the ball, but making direct contact with Clark's face. The slow-mo replay was brutal. Clark's head snapped back, and the black eye she walked away with became the most talked about bruise in sports media. But it wasn't just the impact, it was what came next. Carrington didn't apologize. She didn't even flinch. In interviews, she brushed it off like it was a routine play.
Went and kind of swatted at Caitlin. Did you intend to hit her in the eye? And if so, could you just, or if not, either way, could you talk about what happened on that play?
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't even make sense to me. But no, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit her. So obviously it's never intentional. That's not even like the type of player that I am.
I didn't even know I hit her. That's not the kind of player I am, she said. Except the league was already catching on. This was exactly the kind of player Dijonai Carrington was becoming. And that incident, on national TV, in the biggest moment of the season, became the blueprint. The moment fans, players, and officials all realized this wasn't just a fluke. It was a pattern, but that wasn't the end of it. What happened in the very next game would prove this wasn't an accident. It was a habit.
Let's watch it, and this will give us a couple of different angles.
Corrections of games. There's your tip. Diggins, who's still fast, gets down the floor, buries it, draws the foul, but is shaken up.
Just days after the Caitlin Clark incident, Carrington was at it again. This time, it was WNBA star Skylar Diggins-Smith who took the hit. June 4th, Dallas versus Seattle. Diggins was on a fast break, full speed ahead, and going up for a clean layup. Carrington swooped in, not to block the shot, but to slam into her head.
Oh, and there's Skylar on the floor. At first glance, this might not look too bad. But when we get some different angles of it, you just see how this is clearly, definitely, 100% not a basketball play. Let's take a look. We got Dijonai.
Signals for the officials that this will likely get upgraded.
Dijonai, did you forget what sport you're playing? You know this is basketball, right?
The crowd gasped, the whistle blew, and once again, Carrington was hit with a flagrant foul. This wasn't just about being physical anymore. This was about targeting. Fans, analysts, and former players called it what it was: an intentional, dangerous play aimed directly at a star player's head. On social media, clips of the foul went viral. One fan summed it up perfectly. That's not defense, that's a cheap shot from a dirty player. And they weren't wrong.
Dijonai Carrington is clearly a dirty player. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if Chin, what do you have going on in that mind of yours? Are you okay? Dijonai, are you okay? Dijonai, are you okay? Are you okay? Dijonai, are you okay? Dijonai, are you okay? Are you okay? Yes, Dijonai. Get it together, collect your thoughts, collect your emotions, because the last thing we need to see you is crash out.
By this point in the season, Carrington had already racked up multiple flagrant fouls, all involving high contact, most involving the face or head of her opponents. But what made it worse was the consistency. It wasn't random. It wasn't emotion. It was a style. Carrington didn't just cross the line once, she kept charging through it week after week. And while most players would have started to show remorse, or at least pretend to, Carrington doubled down. She smirked through interviews, shrugged off criticism, and made it clear she had no plans to change. But her next move would prove just how reckless she really was, because the next person she injured wasn't even on the opposing team.
Now, Dijonai Carrington couldn't keep her hands clean either. Would stand out of headlines on the internet. She was always in headlines, punching players in the eye. And then we have to remember, she nearly injured Paige. Like, everybody forgot about that. Y'all remember when she nearly injured Paige, nearly took her whole knee out? Like, we got to remember all of those things transpired during this basketball season, man. For her to tell you, they made it their business to get rid of her.
Most players worry about hurting their opponents. Dijonai Carrington managed to injure her own teammate while trying to take someone else out. It was May 21st, a matchup between the Dallas Wings and the Minnesota Lynx. Jessica Shepard went up for a routine shot. Carrington came flying in with her now signature chaos, and this time, she missed her target but nailed her own teammate Paige Bueckers in the process.
Basically reached around Shepard's body, but the fact that she went for the basketball and for the block really
The basketball play.
Yeah, it is. And she ends up getting Shepard in the face, the nose. I don't know which takes precedent. Oh, see, it's the hit the ball and then it's the pull back. They're showing it on the Jumbotron at a different angle that sort of looked like, watch after Carrington goes for the block, watch her pull back right here. And that's the part that I don't know if you separate that.
The footage is hard to watch. Carrington's arm whips across Shepard's face, making solid contact. Another blatant eye poke. But the real damage came in the aftermath. As Shepard fell awkwardly, Paige stepped in to brace her and nearly blew out her own knee trying to stop her from hitting the floor. One reckless foul created a domino effect of danger that almost sidelined two players, including a star teammate. And here's the kicker. This wasn't an accident caused by hustle or bad timing. It was pure recklessness, the kind of defense that doesn't just endanger opponents, but everyone on the court. The Dallas bench was stunned. Buckers walked away, shaken, and whispers started swirling around the league. Is Dijonai Carrington even safe to play with? Inside the locker room, frustration bubbled over. Players like Bueckers had seen enough. Even during practices, teammates began treating Carrington like a liability, someone more focused on hurting than helping.
Like, I'm sorry, you don't get to plow through somebody's back, almost injure a teammate, and then say, yeah, and then, like, claim that you've done nothing. You've done nothing. Like, and people are like, stand on business. She's like trying to laugh at it. I'm like, no, you're just Pat Bev. You're not Draymond. You're Pat Bev. Like, realistically, you're Pat Bev. That's it. And like, look, and I mean this when I say this. It was a dangerous play only for Paige.
When you're causing your own team to suffer, when your own teammates are afraid to share the court with you, you've stopped being a competitor. You've become a threat. And Dijonai's response? Shrug it off. Post a meme. Laugh it away. But the Lynx's coaching staff wasn't laughing. Neither were the Wings front office. That play wasn't just a turning point in the season. It was the moment Dijonai Carrington's future with Dallas became a ticking time bomb. But the explosion didn't come from a dirty foul. It came from something much rarer, a referee calling security.
Was it a flagrant 1? Yes. Could it have been called a flagrant 2? Yes. Was it more dangerous to Paige Bueckers than anyone else? Because Paige Bueckers was the one was the person who had to break Jessica Shepard's fall. Could she have blown out her teammate's knee? Yeah. Like, that is what, like, realistically, that is what the conversation should be about. Because she wanted the Kiki Iriafen viral meme. Because as soon as she did it, look at what she does as soon as she did it. As soon as she did, she walks towards Jessica Shepard and just tries to do a Kiki Iriafen face.
Fouling opponents? That's basketball. Injuring teammates? That's chaos. But when a referee calls for security because of a player, you've entered uncharted territory. It happened on May 30th, 2025, after a tense Dallas Wings loss to the Chicago Sky. Final score, 97-92. Emotions were high, but nothing prepared the league for what came next.
WNBA player who tried to rip Caitlin Clark's eye out. Zach Dean over at Outkick. Hilarious. that tried to rip Caitlin Clark's eye out has security called on her by ref. That's right. The referee had to call security on Dijonai Carrington. I can't say I'm surprised. I mean, hell, who wants to catch a stray eye gouge, a scoopage of the eyeball out, watching your eyeball roll across the floor because somebody's mad at one of your calls?
Carrington was seen having a heated exchange with referee Roy Golbian after the final whistle. At first, it looked like any typical post-game conversation. Frustrated player, frustrated call, nothing new. But suddenly, Golbian turned toward the scorer's table, made a signal, and within seconds, security was walking onto the court.
Check this out right here. Yeah, you see this guy right here? Right in this Gentile area. You see this guy? The ref asked this dude to step out here. All right? Now, Cheryl Swoops wants this referee fired. She wants him fired. Look, he felt something. He felt something was amiss. Of course, Cheryl Swoops is defending Dijonai Carrington.
That's right. A WNBA referee felt the need to request backup to handle a player. Let that sink in. This wasn't an ejection. This was a trained professional official saying, "I don't feel safe right now." And Dijonai's reaction? Not an apology, not reflection. She took to social media and tweeted, "Security when I'm literally having a civil conversation is insane." Civil conversation? If your idea of civil ends with someone calling for security in front of a live audience, you're not just misunderstood, you're a problem. That tweet showed fans everything they needed to know. Zero accountability, zero awareness, and zero signs of change. Even Cheryl Swoops, WNBA legend and vocal Carrington supporter, jumped in to defend her. But for most fans and analysts, the damage was already done. The footage had gone viral. The referee's decision spoke louder than any PR statement could. When refs need security to talk to you, you're not just playing the game, you're endangering it. And that was the final straw.
Dijonai Carrington, we are not even 10 games into the season. There are more times than not of Dijonai playing dirty, get a flagrant foul. Oh my goodness, Dijonai, what's wrong with you, man? Is this what your coaches condone? Is this what your coaches, like, Christy 2.0, whatever we want to call this coach? I mean, are we condoning this?
4 flagrant fouls, multiple injured players. Now a referee publicly asking for protection. The Dallas Wings had no choice but to act, and fast. The trade announcement was coming, and Carrington had no idea what was about to hit her. After months of escalating chaos, the Dallas Wings finally pulled the trigger.
It said breaking, Dallas Wings Dijonai Carrington has been traded to the Minnesota Lynx in exchange for Diamond Miller, Carly Samuelson, and Minnesota 2027 second round pick. The team sources has confirmed that.
Breaking news lit up the WNBA world. Dijonai Carrington had been traded to the Minnesota Lynx. In exchange, Dallas received Diamond Miller, Carly Samuelson, and a 2027 second-round pick. The reaction: Dallas fans celebrated like they'd just won a championship. For them, it wasn't just about the trade. It was about relief, finally being free from the storm that had followed Carrington all season. No more explaining flagrant fouls. No more defending viral clips. No more wondering who she'd hurt next, on the opposing team or her own. Let's be honest, Dallas didn't just trade a player. They cut ties with a liability. And what they got in return? Actual functioning talent. Diamond Miller, the second overall pick in the 2023 draft, was a WNBA All-Rookie Team selection, averaging 12.1 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 2.5 assists per game. She also happens to be hitting nearly 54% from 3 in 2025. That's the kind of efficient, no-drama production every team wants. Carly Samuelson, despite a recent foot surgery, brings veteran leadership and shooting precision. With career averages of 41.1% from the field and nearly 40% from deep, she's the opposite of Carrington. Calm, steady, professional. And the 2027 pick, just icing on the cake. Meanwhile, Carrington, who just weeks earlier had fans and coaches calling for disciplinary action, was now Minnesota's problem. Even more awkward, the last time Carrington was seen interacting with the Lynx. It was on Stud Buzz, joking with players who clearly weren't taking her seriously. That energy doesn't exactly scream great locker room fit.
Now that's crazy because last time we seen Dijonai Carrington interacting with Minnesota players, y'all remember this on Stud Buzz, right? Listen.
Just watch your step.
Academy.
Don't fall.
I got this. Okay, well now we're even because your dog's shit and piss in our room.
Oh wow.
We're even.
Hey, all right, one more thing. Hey, I love how direct you are.
That's corny. It's time to go.
Come on, bitch.
Just watch your step.
Academy.
No, we all remember that, man. That was quite funny.
But Minnesota went for it anyway. Why would a 24-5 championship contender take a risk on a player whose highlight reel is filled with fouls and fights? Some said Coach Cheryl Reeve believed she could fix Carrington. Others figured it was desperation after an injury to star forward Nafisa Collier. But from the outside, it looked like the Lynx didn't just trade for talent, they imported chaos. And Carrington, she wasn't celebrating. She was sitting on the bench, buried during fourth quarters, looking like someone who knew her game was slipping, and fast. But the deeper issue wasn't about stats, it was about trust, and for Carrington, that trust was gone.
Hey, Dijonai, they not really rocking with you. They're trying to get rid of you. They're giving no reassurance that they want you around at all. You can't get in the game in the fourth quarters. You're buried in the bench. You've been awful this season. It looks like you've forgotten how to play basketball completely. And what do you know? Good morning. Dijonai Carrington has been traded. Dijonai Carrington has been traded to the Minnesota Lynx. Boy, boy, boy.
The question now was simple. Could Minnesota handle her, or were they next in line to get burned? The Minnesota Lynx were on fire. With a 24-5 record, they were one of the WNBA's most dominant teams, stacked with talent, battle-tested, and laser-focused on the championship. So why in the world would they gamble it all on Dijonai Carrington? That's the question every analyst, fan, and rival coach was asking the moment the trade went through. Because on paper, Minnesota didn't just acquire a player, they invited chaos into the locker room. Carrington wasn't coming in hot off a breakout season. She wasn't leading in points, assists, or rebounds. She was leading in something else: flagrant fouls. Her season highlight reel had more hits than a boxing match. And while Minnesota was fighting for playoff positioning, Carrington was fighting everyone. The move felt bizarre, especially because just weeks before, Carrington was involved in that brutal foul on Jessica Shepard, a Lynx player, the one where she nearly injured her own teammate trying to target Shepard's face. Minnesota's entire bench saw it happen. They weren't happy, they weren't impressed, they were furious. Now they had to share a locker room with her? Even more puzzling, Carrington wasn't playing in late-game moments. Coaches weren't trusting her with the ball, or even with minutes. That's not how you use a game changer. That's how you handle a public relations project. And yet, Coach Cheryl Reeve, known for building strong, disciplined teams, decided to roll the dice. Some say she sees Carrington as a challenge. Others say it's desperation, with Nafisa Collier sidelined after an ankle injury. But there's a problem. You can't build a championship culture around a player who's known for breaking it down. Carrington doesn't just have baggage. She brings the whole carousel: the benchings, the viral moments, the drama with officials, and the constant lingering fear. What's she gonna do next? The Lynx may have talent, but now they have a distraction too. And distractions don't win rings.
And she's not gonna be going for your tomfoolery, your BS. When you get over there, trim the nails down, play basketball, and stop all that nonsense that you be doing. Stop all the flagrant fouling. Look, Cheryl Reeves ain't gonna be going for all that. She ain't gonna be going for your bull crap. You will be buried in the bench over there too. Cheryl Reeves will bury your ass in the bench over there too. Bring your game, not your name. Bring your game, not your fake fame.
But maybe this was never about basketball. Maybe the real question is bigger. Can Dijonai Carrington be saved from herself? Every league has its villains, players who cross the line, stir the pot, or play the game with a chip on their shoulder. But Dijonai Carrington, she might be something else entirely, because it's no longer about one bad foul or a heated moment. This is a pattern, one that fans, teammates, and coaches can't ignore anymore. 4 flagrant fouls in a single season, targeting the heads and faces of the league's biggest stars. injuring her own teammate in the middle of a reckless play, triggering a security call from a professional referee mid-conversation. And through it all, Carrington has shown almost no sign of remorse, no ownership, no reflection, just shrugs, sarcasm, and more fouls. At some point, every player reaches a crossroads, evolve or crash out. For Carrington, that moment is now, because if Minnesota can't fix her, and let's be honest, it's not looking good, she may not just be off the Lynx, she might be out of the league. Her stats are declining, her minutes are shrinking, and her reputation, it's become a punchline. You're not Draymond, you're not even Pat Bev, you're just Dijonai Carrington, WNBA's cautionary tale. There's nothing left to hide behind. No more benefit of the doubt. No more PR distractions. Carrington has burned through teammates, coaches, officials, and now, possibly her last shot at redemption. And here's the twist. She did it to herself. The WNBA isn't just a league. It's a sisterhood, a community that values toughness, yes, but also trust, sportsmanship, and unity. When one player becomes a threat to all three, the league notices. And when the league starts watching, so do sponsors, teams, and decision makers. Carrington isn't just playing a dangerous game on the court. She's playing one with her career, and the final whistle might be coming soon. Dijonai Carrington's story isn't just about one player gone rogue. It's about how far a league will go before finally saying enough. The WNBA has long prided itself on intensity, resilience, and competition. But Carrington pushed things beyond competition, into recklessness, into hostility, into full-on danger. When referees call for security, when teammates feel unsafe, when the highlight reel becomes a warning video, not a celebration of talent, that's not basketball anymore. That's damage control. Dallas knew it. That's why they shipped her out, no matter the return. Minnesota may learn the hard way, because even the best coaches can't fix a player who refuses to fix themselves. And fans, they've already spoken. We don't want dirty plays, we don't want drama, we want the game back.
Listen, Dijonai, I told you last time. I'm going to tell you again. You better bring your game to Minnesota, or next season you might not even be here. You might not even be here next year. You might be playing on a minimum next year to be in this league. Straight up. You got to understand, you was the same person going on podcasts talking about if we don't get what we want, we sitting and all that. You're not even good enough to be out here talking like that.
Carrington's trade to the Lynx might have bought her time, but not much. This season is her final audition. No more excuses. No more viral fouls. No more eye pokes, bench meltdowns, or tweets trying to spin the narrative. She either reshapes her game or risks losing it all. And if she doesn't, the WNBA won't wait around. The league is bigger than any one player, especially one who can't stop hurting the people around her. So now it's your turn. Do you think Dijonai Carrington deserves another shot, or has she burned through every last chance? Comment below with your take, and if you're done with dirty basketball, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We've got more breakdowns, exposés, and WNBA deep dives coming your way. Until next time, keep your game clean and your vision clear, because this league watches everything.